All right, everybody. Well, I gotta say, this is an interesting one. Everyone is panicking. Everyone is freaking out. America is hysterical right now, and I'm not joking. There have been, day after day for about a week now, non-stop headline-breaking stories about people panicking over drone spottings. Now, don't get me wrong, drones are kind of scary. The word drone is kind of scary. But we're not talking about some, like, little football-sized quadcopter drones made for, like, doing tricks or some, like, high-quality photography. We're talking, like, big four like big lights and as big as, you know, like a car looking drones. Like, people are seeing them fly around at night, and there's a lot of panic. Now, to be fair, and I think the whole country, it recently became legal to fly drones at night. And so, to be fair, a lot of people are probably noticing that for the first time. But I also think it's worth noting that for a while now, Amazon has been promising drone package delivery. And they're not the only company promising this. And for a while now, it's been very exclusive, but they're actually doing it now. Like, obviously, my package, like, for my button didn't get delivered with a drone, but they are integrating the infrastructure, and they are running tests and delivering packages as we speak using drones. So I think this is actually a symptom of our world accelerating technologically at a faster and faster rate. Tech advancement has proven to be exponential as time goes by. And it's not slowing down anytime soon. Like, we're only getting more advanced quicker. And it's about time that we see drones regularly zipping about the skies. We're about there now. And I think a lot of people are surprised, a little caught off guard that we're at that point now. But yeah, we are now at the point that as long as the airspace is regulated and it's legal and you do it by the books, there's going to be a lot of drones zipping around. The thing about this, though, is that apparently a lot of these drones are not given the okay, they're not legally flown, and the police are pretty pissed and they're looking into it. So there is a level of validity to the hysteria when you've got the actual police departments coming out to say, we don't know what this is, and yeah, we're concerned. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the most recent reporting about the situation. Apparently it's New Jersey that has had the most drone spottings, and that's kind of like the epicenter of this entire hysteria, this big panic that's going on. I think it's probably going to end up being a big nothing burger, a big, juicy, delicious nothing burger, but I can't actually see the future. For all we know, it's actual Russian or Chinese spy drones. We'll just have to wait and see.
This morning, there is public outcry and a new push for legislation after a rise in mysterious drone activity over the East Coast. A federal investigation is underway, though the Department of Homeland Security says there's no evidence of a current threat to public safety. Naomi Ruckham has more.
It's hovering. It's sitting right there.
Mysterious drone sightings over multiple states, including New Jersey, have led to widespread confusion and growing calls for answers.
Americans are finding it hard to believe. We can't figure out where these are coming from.
The Department of Homeland Security and the FBI are investigating the drone sightings. The agencies say so far there's no evidence of a current threat to public safety or foreign influence. The FBI.
Now, to be clear, no evidence of insert claim does not necessarily mean insert claim is untrue. It just means there's no evidence for it yet. And to be fair, we're in a stage of this situation where there are nothing but questions. Like, there's not enough evidence to suggest that any, answer at the moment. It makes sense that people are erring on the side of panic. It could be nothing, but it could just as easily, just as likely be something. You know what I mean? Plot twist, the FBI is doing it to fuck with us. It could literally just be US government, drone testing, and they're just doing it in the open now because what's the worst that can happen? People freak out, it becomes a meme for a week, and then everyone forgets about it. Maybe they think it's aliens. That's what they've done since the 80s. Maybe the 60s? Area 51 was literally just for testing jets and fighter planes, and people saw them. in that area, and they thought they were UFOs because those planes were like nothing that existed at the time.
Has already received
nothing like we thought existed at the time.
Thousands of tips on the sightings, though it says fewer than 100 of those have produced any credible leads.
There are thousands of drones flown every day in the United States.
Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas says his agency is sending more resources. And
I feel like once 5 or 6 articles came out where people were just panicking about drones, it became a thing to play into it. Drones are flying all over the place already. They have been for years. I feel like a certain amount of this hysteria has to be like psyoped. It has to be people ironically panicking over normal drones just to boost the headlines in the articles. And that, yeah, there's some weird drones around, but it was like 1 or 2 stories, and from there, people blew it up inorganically.
And personnel to New Jersey to help local authorities there address the sightings. New York's governor says her state will also receive federal support. But Mayorkas and other experts point out that more tools are needed to be able to deal with the growing threats that unmanned aircraft can pose.
Only parts of the Department of Justice, Department of Homeland Security.
You want to know what is the biggest threat to the American people at this situation? Privacy. Genuinely privacy. Drones often have cameras on them, and they often record and live feed the video back to whoever's remote piloting them. And so weirdo creeps, drones are the best thing that ever happened to weirdo creeps and peeping toms, dude. I would never naked sunbathe in my fenced backyard in the year 2024. Stalkers definitely got to be using drones, yeah. And so just the idea that a bunch of drones are hovering above your neighborhood is just unsettling on its own. Even if it's especially if it's police drones scanning for a criminal or something that's on the run. It's just unsettling to see a robot in the sky that no doubt has cameras monitoring you from above. It's not a good feeling.
And Department of Defense are allowed to detect and mitigate drones. That means drones are going to have the upper hand because our authorities are woefully inadequate.
Now, some members of Congress are pushing for legislation to also give state and local governments the technology and authority to track drones.
Well, over the weekend, police arrested 2 men on trespassing charges for flying a hazardous drone operation close to Boston's Logan International Airport. That came after officials shut down New York's Stewart International Airport temporarily Friday night because of drone activity in the area.
Damn. Yeah, dude, I feel like it's become a meme to be hysterical about the drones now. It's become a meme. It's blowing up beyond what it was organically going to be as an actual story.
Let's talk more.
There's another video here by NBC. New Jersey mayor is tired of being insulted by federal officials over drone sightings. Insulted? I assume by Republicans, right? Being the little lovable goofballs they are.
More about it now with Mayor Michael Melham. He is the mayor of Belleville, New Jersey. So he's in one of the cities where they have been dealing with this quite a bit. So, Mayor, thank you for being here. Federal officials say they can't confirm where these drones are from, but then at the same time, they say they do not pose a national security threat. Do you and your constituents believe that assurance enough?
We do not. And frankly, we're getting tired of being insulted. I just got off a briefing with the White House Intergovernmental Affairs. And again, we're being told that there's...
I'm not going to lie. Whatever this guy's got going on with his hair right now, I don't trust him. I just don't. Whatever deal he's got going on with his hair, no sane human being. This isn't this is something different, okay? I'm not even criticizing him for having untraditional hair or whatever right now. I'm just pointing out that you have to literally be insane to look in the mirror and see that and be like, yeah, I'm the mayor of this town. Let's go. Listen, this is the mayor of a town in New Jersey. This guy, I mean, it's Jersey, okay? This guy is probably a fucking weirdo, okay? There are no normal people in Jersey. Jersey is like a freak show of a state. It really is. A genuine freak show of a state. Sorry to New Jersey and viewers. Never mind. I don't have any New Jerseyan viewers because no one in New Jersey is smart enough to watch my content. Legitimately. Awful, awful state. You know they have like $50 tolls to enter? Me and my mom went to New York when I was a kid. We took a wrong turn. Ended up crossing the fucking bridge into New Jersey. It's like a $50 toll in. And you want to know how much of a toll it is to get out of New Jersey? Take a wild guess. Take a wild guess at how much it costs to get out of New Jersey.
White House, Intergovernmental Affairs.
Unless you, of course, want to go across the bridge, drive along the Hudson or whatever, and then take another bridge way, way out of the city. Yeah, it costs you about $100 to get in and out of New Jersey or New York from the Jersey side on that. At least that one stupid fucking bridge that I swear they designed the highway through New York City to specifically direct you onto that bridge where they charge you a massive toll to get in and out.
And again, we're being told that there's absolutely, we're seeing nothing here. We are not seeing any drones. We're seeing basically manned aircraft. I mean, they're starting to really insult myself, our constituents, and many, many mayors around the state of New Jersey.
I'm so sorry. I apparently have a lot of Jerseyites in my chat. I'm really sorry to you guys. Not that I insulted you, but that you are from Jersey or might even live there. I hope you can get out, and I hope you can recover.
Who have literally had these things hovering 100 feet over their houses. I mean, we literally just got told once again that there's nothing to see here, and we're getting tired of it.
So you were part of a meeting last week with more than 200 mayors that was held by the New Jersey State Police Department. You say that you just got off a briefing with the White House. I guess the thing I keep coming back to on this story is it's one thing for you to tell us there's nothing to worry about. It's not a foreign threat. There's no sort of national security concern here. But then at the same time, you can't tell us specifically what it is that we're seeing. Is that the same frustration that you have, that if it's not a threat, why can't you tell us specifically what it is that we're seeing?
It is. And frankly, you're right. You can't have it both ways. You can't say we have no idea what you're saying, but there's no known threat. You just can't have it both ways. I mean,
this is just a failure of comprehension, of listening and understanding comprehension by Americans. Saying there's no evidence of a threat is not the same as saying there is no threat. It's saying we don't know what's going on. Stand by. Do not panic. We are investigating. We will update you with more info when we have it. But don't just immediately assume the worst and start panicking. That's what that means. It's a very simple, basic response. And like you tailor your response to try to keep the sheep from panicking, and they panic anyway.
We were told by our state police that they know for a fact these things are hovering over our critical infrastructure. We had a mayor in North Jersey who has 80 square miles under her belt, and she's got 4 critical infrastructures, 4 sets of reservoirs there. She had 60 drones hovering over them this past Sunday. You can't keep telling us that we're imagining this stuff. We're not imagining it. Our own state police in our own briefings is telling us these things are not emitting a radio frequency. Our own governor has said, with the state police standing next to him, that our pilots witnessed the lights turn off and saw them disappear. I mean, we're having a lot of issues here, yet they keep telling us we're not going to shoot them.
He's not implying it's alien technology, is he? He's not implying it's alien technology, right?
Dan, if we think they're a threat, we're not going to do a temporary ban. You can't have it every way. Our residents are getting concerned, and the lack of transparency is doing nothing but fuel conspiracy theories on social media.
Yeah, and maybe expand upon that thought about the conspiracy theories, because
what do you mean, dude? You're part of the problem. They gave as much information as they have. It's this, like, brain-dead, like, instinctual desire to oppose any source of authority or, or establishment or whatever. It's like, so you tell us you don't have all the information and need to investigate more, and you'll tell us when you know more? You're just making us, you're forcing us to speculate and make up conspiracy theories. You're forcing our hand. What do you mean they're forcing your hand? Do these institutions need to start positing baseless theories now? Because, like, if they do that, I just know that when they end up being wrong, that's going to be used as evidence that you can't trust these institutions. I really fucking hate Americans, dude, are just defaulting to distrusting authority by, like, no matter what. It really forces us to contort ourselves into some really stupid positions. Like, at least when they're held up to any scrutiny beyond, it's just common sense.
It does feel as though we've entered a new phase of this story where there is this sense that people are overreacting, that they're actually seeing regular commercial airliners landing and taking off, that they're police helicopters that they're witnessing. And I'm sure that's true. I'm sure more people are now taking the time to look up into the skies and are concerned as to what they're seeing. But do you feel as though that concern and these new levels of reporting that are probably just basic things are because of the void that was filled from before?
Absolutely. I mean, here in Belleville, we're in northern New Jersey. We border the largest city in New Jersey, Newark. We are dead smack in the middle of Newark International Airport and Teterboro Airport, and our residents in this area are starting to look up to the sky now. And every single night they look up to the sky, and there's no doubt. I mean, there's no doubt that there is some misidentification that's happening. We know that to be a fact. But I've had trained police officers, drone operators who are police officers, video things and say absolutely beyond a shadow of a doubt, these are drones, these are not manned aircraft, and somebody needs to finally get to the bottom of this. I mean, it's ridiculous that we have technology that, you know, they can read your driver's license from a mile up in the sky, probably why it's still in your pocket, yet they can't tell us what's flying just above our homes.
So Congresswoman Mikey Sherrill, who I'm sure you know, she represents Bellevue. She's a former Navy helicopter pilot. She released a plan to identify drones and then improve communication with the public so they know what those drones are. I mean, what do you think about the Congresswoman's plan? And at least is the idea what needs to be accomplished here, filling this gap between what exists and getting that information to people so that they aren't worried about it all the time?
I mean, that's perfect. We welcome all the congressional help. I saw Josh, you know, on the program just earlier. They're calling for federal assets to come in here. We were told by our state police that New Jersey has among the best drone detection equipment. We have MetLife Stadium.
I don't believe this is a real... I think this is going to fizzle out into nothing in the next week or two. I don't think there's going to be a big bombshell answer. I'll make a video and I will eat crow if I'm wrong, and this ends up being some big story when further investigation comes out. I think that maybe some fishy stuff happened initially, and then following that, a bunch more of these videos are just people hysterically either spotting the same drone or like normal drone sightings that you might expect on any given day, but now people are looking for them, panicking, and reporting them as like some crazy thing. I think this entire hysteria has been massively inflated. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's my theory about this situation. Not really much to this story. It really is just people freaking out over what I think is just lights in the sky. Like it's just another borderline fake UFO story like we've been getting twice a year, every year for the last 5 years. Like, guys, we totally found evidence of UFOs this time! And yet there are no aliens. Is the mothership in orbit? Can I go buy an alien smoothie at the store? No. And yet there are no aliens. Not yet. When I can see one with my own eyes standing in front of me with their spaceship and their alien tech, I'll believe it. But this shit just happens every few months. I think it's just another alien hysteria, like the Mexican alien autopsy or the UFO pill video from the pilots over the water. Just another one of those situations. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, you thought it was entertaining, educational, or enjoyable, then consider leaving a like and a comment. Every thumbs up and comment helps to boost my videos and streams in the algorithm substantially. It's totally free and means a lot, so thank you to everybody who does that. Really, thank you tons. And of course, consider subscribing and ringing the bell icon to turn on all notifications so that YouTube actually tells you when I go live or upload a new video in the future. Because if you don't, they won't. Excuse me. And of course, if you want to see more from me on other platforms, be sure to follow my social medias, all linked down below in the description. And if you haven't already and you want to support me directly and you feel like it and can afford it, then please consider donating, subscribing, or gifting a sub on my website, xanderhall.com/live, or support me financially through YouTube, Twitch, Streamlabs, StreamElements, Patreon, or buy some merch through the Streamlabs link down below if you like. Regardless, though, of how you support me, thank you so much for watching, and as always, I hope you have a good one.